Hello everybody, today my guest is Dr. Marco Quarta. He is the co-founder of Rubedo Life Sciences as well as TimePie. And today our interview will be carried around cellular science. Welcome to my broadcasting room, Dr. Quarta. We know that cellular science is actually one of the biomarkers of aging, so that some people generally think that it is totally a bad thing. So, is it really the case?
Thank you for having me here, first of all. And that's a good question. So, cellular senescence is pleiotropic. It's a term that means it can do one thing and the opposite. So, it can be a negative but also positive. I give you some example. They actually help wound healing in the skin, so they can promote regeneration when is in acute phase, but if they become chronic, they can actually prevent wound healing. And this, for example, what we see in diabetic skin lesions, in the ulcers. It can be a tumor suppressor mechanism, so stop cancer, but when it starts to accumulate, they start to promote cancer, spread and metastasis. And there are many examples like that. So some are positive, some are negative. It's really important that if we target them therapeutically, we target the right one.
Mm-hmm. So it's a double-edged sword.
It is, exactly.
Then on the bad side of these problems, how many ways do we have now or still under research that could help us to reduce senescent cells?
Well, first there are natural ways. What we know that things like calorie restriction, at least in animals, but exercise can reduce the number of senescent cells that you accumulate over time, at least some type of senescent cells.
Lifestyle things, right?
Lifestyle. And you actually, with a bad lifestyle, you can accelerate the accumulation of senescent cells. An example is a smoker will accumulate lots of senescent cells in the lung tissue. But beyond that, there are therapeutic interventions because at some point the body cannot, and immune cells cannot remove those senescent cells naturally anymore. Or there are certain type of pathologic senescent cells that can escape the immune system and they start to build up and cause problems like age-related diseases. So there are different therapeutic modalities. Pharmacologically, so molecules, drugs that can be selective and kill senescent cells but not the other ones. And that's one approach, and the one, for example, we are taking at Rubedo Life Sciences. Although our process is to make molecules that are special, like engineered, to activate and kill certain type of cells and protect the other ones. But there are other approaches. There are immunotherapies, for example. So engineering immune cells, they can kind of remove them. There are approaches based on, for example, gene therapies, and some proposed, at least more academically at the moment, like a CAR-T-like strategies. So engineering T cells in a way they can go and kill senescent cells. So there are some examples of therapies. And they are all made to kill senescent cells. They are called senolytics. Mm-hmm. But another way is to modulate senescent cells, because the way senescent cells are bad is because they secrete, they release toxic factors. And so you can use drugs that can suppress these toxic factors. But the problem is you have to keep taking the drug. The moment you stop, they will go back and release those. But those drugs called xenomorphic could actually have a function as well.
So the method that you used in Rubedo, is that alike or have some minor differences with the senolytics?
So we can develop molecules that can have multiple activities. But we're focusing on making drugs that are senolytic, in a sense that can kill the pathologic cells. I don't like to necessarily call senescent cells, because like I presented, it's just such a general term. So I rather call senescent-like cells, cells that have these features of being resident pro-inflammatory that are specific for maybe a certain disease in a certain tissue. So we design molecules that can selectively target and kill those cells. But they're designed for healthy people. So the ultimate goal is that someone young and healthy could take those drugs. And if you don't need them, nothing should happen. So as you start to build those cells, that the drugs can eliminate them before they become too many and it's become pathologic and start to drive diseases.
So target precisely, it's very important.
It's very important, selectivity and safety. But we're testing this in people that are sick, and that's easier to measure efficacy. And then we can go back and test this in younger and healthier people.
Then is the existing senolytics like D and Q precise enough or no?
Unfortunately, it's not. There are lots of off-target effects, and they don't. It works maybe on certain type of senescent cells, not in others. So it could find some use for treat certain conditions, but not others. But in general, it's not selective enough. And unfortunately, dasatinib in the cocktail D plus Q comes also with side effects and toxicity. And so can be used in a kind of, it's called hit and run, so you can take it and you have to stop. So there are lots of limitations, and there is the need to develop more therapies. But it's important because we have to think about this new field of xenotherapeutics, like oncology. Right? We need multiple therapies because there are many types of cancers, many types of... So cellular senescence is very heterogeneous. So we have to think in the future, probably we will have many therapies that will target this biology, but in many ways, depending on which disease or condition that can be used, and potentially in the future also used in combination.
But the small molecular therapies is much more, it's much safer than those radical ones. Do you think that it is that case?
Let's say it's at the moment is a better established path. Right? That's the pharmacology, drug discovery. It's very clear how to make and test. But for example, cell therapy is a field that is growing. So in the future, it could also be another therapeutic modalities. And I'm not saying one replacing the other. I think that they will just add more tools to the arsenal and potentially can use in synergy together.
So thank you so much, Dr. Quarta. Then we will also looking forward to more the therapies to cure to reduce cellular senescence and the new products of Rubedo.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to share the future results with you next time.
Thank you for accepting my invitation.
My pleasure.